All right, so we're going to start seated today. And we're going to be sitting for a while, so if you want to place a cushion underneath you, that would probably be helpful. If you prefer to practice straight down on the mat, that's also perfectly fine, of course. So today we're actually going to start, let me just lower my screen a little bit so you can really see it. So today we're going to start with our feet touching together, the soles of our feet. And we're going to bring them out quite a bit in front of us. So it's sort of a diamond shape that's forming here between the feet and the torso. And then see if you can just completely let yourself relax over your legs, over your feet, maybe holding on to the outside of the feet. And just take a moment to really arrive in this position. We're going to be here for a little while. This is our starting position today. So just allow yourself to fully arrive in this first posture. Feeling the connection with the earth beneath you through your feet, your buttocks, maybe even a little bit of your legs if they're touching. And see if you can intend here to come into a place of stillness. Maybe taking out any last wiggles. We're taking this first posture more as a meditative posture, how we normally would begin sitting down or lying down. And just beginning at the top of the crown of the head, just allow that part to relax. Feel your head hanging heavily, chin down towards the chest as best as you can. And just completely relaxing the whole head area. And along with that, you can relax the shoulders, allowing them to melt down towards the ground. And see if your arms and hands can really become heavy and just rest. Noticing perhaps the place of contact of the lower arm with your lower legs. The contact of your hands with your feet. And then we'll bring the attention into the front of the torso and just observing for a while the inhale and the exhale, the sensation of breathing. Noticing the belly rise with each in-breath. And then relax back down with the out-breaths. Just have a sense of the belly breathing. And the breath here can find its own natural rhythm. No need to control it or deepen it or lengthen it. It's doing that all by itself. Might even feel the sensations of breathing in your back, in the back of your torso. Feeling it lifting up perhaps all the way from the lower back to the upper back on the in-breath. And then traveling back down the spine from the upper spine to the lower spine. And with each exhalation, see if you can relax the body just a little bit more, fully arriving in this posture of letting go. And we'll just take a few more breaths here into this posture. Relaxing, letting go. And then very slowly bring your torso up a little bit so that you can place your hands to the outside of your ankles. And then slowly draw your feet in towards the torso as much as you can. Really straighten your spine now. Lift up, let your eyes gaze up. Let the eyes become really wide here and open. And then just relax. Take a hold of your right foot to the outside of the right foot. Leave your left foot just as it is and just let your hands relax on the lower leg there. We're going to lift the right foot up into the sky as best as we can. So if the knee is not completely straight, that's perfectly fine, but we're all going to straighten our spine here as best as we can, gazing beyond the foot and just enjoying a few deeper breaths here into this posture. It's quite challenging, but just allow your body to soften again into this pose. Gazing beyond the foot so the eyesight is up high. And really getting a sense for this posture as you keep breathing. Just a few more breaths, coming into stillness as best as you can. Noticing what parts of the body might have become a little tense and how can you soften here a bit. The breath long and deep. 2 more breaths. And then very slowly and with a sense of control, just lower the foot back down again and bring it into the original position. Just take a moment here to rest and just feel the effects of the first posture that we've practiced. Let your eyes be soft, your shoulders relaxed. Maybe close your eyes for a moment, just feeling the aliveness inside the body. Feeling the aliveness of the breath. And then we're going to take our left hand and put it to the outside of the left foot. And then again, lifting that, this time the left leg up, straightening the knee as best as you can. If you can't, that's perfectly fine. Let your right arm rest on that leg. And again, just gazing beyond the foot that you're lifting, straightening the spine as best as you can, opening the heart as best as you can. And then just infusing your posture, your stretch with your breath. Maybe there can be a half smile on your lips, even if the posture is strenuous or difficult. How can you bring a sense of relaxation even into a challenging posture? Couple more breaths. And then exhale, release very slowly with control. And again, just observing here, perhaps closing the eyes, letting the arms and hands rest, allowing the body to feel the effects of the posture. And then we're going to slowly straighten the legs and in front of us. If you have a cushion behind you, it's time to remove it for this next flow. So just take a moment to do that. We're just going to place our hands behind us, right behind the buttocks, maybe with the fingers facing away from the body, and just take a moment to circle your feet. Just circle your feet around in one direction and then switch the rotation in the other direction. And then take a moment to stretch the feet forward, the toes, and then flex them back. I'm going to do that a few times. And then let the feet just come back to the flexed position. We're going to come into a into a flow from here. So just begin by resting your hands on your thighs. And this is going to be a flow, so we're not going to hold the stretch. So just give you that sense ahead of time before we get started. So on an in-breath, we're going to lift the arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, come into a forward fold. As you inhale, have the palms facing in towards the body. Bring your torso back up. Bring your hands in towards the heart. Reach the arms up. And then as you exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, palms facing in towards the body. Return them towards the heart. Lift the chest, lift the arms. And then exhale, fold forward. You're just going to keep flowing in this way a few more rounds, moving at your own pace. And let this be a meditative flow. So maybe the eyes want to be closed so that you can really feel into the movement of the upper body as it floats forward and then comes back up. Really getting a sense of this movement from the inside. And we're going to do it one more time in this way. And let yourself come up with the arms overhead. On an in-breath, we're going to flow in the other direction. So let yourself lean back. The arms come forward, the palms facing downwards, but not quite touching the upper legs. Inhaling, reaching yourself back up, straightening the spine. Exhale, lean back. The arms float forward and down. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, release. And 2 more times. Inhale, stretching up tall. Exhale, leaning back slowly. Inhaling up. Exhale, leaning back. This one last time. And then we're going to come and do both movements at the same time. So inhaling up and then exhaling first into the forward fold. Inhale, palms in towards the heart. Lift yourself back up. And then exhale, we're going to lean back. Relax your head down. Inhaling up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, let yourself fall back. And we're just going to do it one more time in each direction. Inhaling up. Exhale, fold. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, let yourself fall back. And then inhaling up one more time. And then exhale very slowly, let the arms come out to the side. Really take your time to let them lower down again. And then place your hands in back of you just to come into a resting posture for a moment. The fingers can be turned towards the space and in back of you. Let your spine still be tall here. And just rest for a moment. Feel your breath moving up and down the spine. Your heart center still lifted. Your shoulders drawn back. And just breathe here, maybe sensing the breath up and down the spine. And then we're going to just open the eyes again if they were closed. And the left leg is going to stay stretched out just as it is. And with our left hand, we're going to get a hold of the right foot, holding on to the sole of the feet and around. And then the right hand is on the right knee. And we're just going to begin to circle the leg around all the way in front and out to the side and back. So it's a very deep hip opener. And really go out as wide to the side as you can, and then in the front and coming back. So going all around in a big circle. And then we're going to go the opposite direction, still lubricating our hip. And then just let the knee come out over to the right for a moment. And then bring it out diagonally to the left, stretching the leg all the way out. And then place your right foot to the outside of your left knee. Just place your hands in front of the knee that's up and just straighten your spine again here for a moment, flexing the left toes in towards the body and really getting a sense for that uprightness, the shoulders down and relaxed and back. And we're just going to hold on to the knee with our left hand, and then with our left hand, and bring the right arm up in front of you, straight forward. And then very slowly let the hand and the arm turn over to the right. The gaze will follow the arm until you can place your hand right behind your buttocks. And so your left hand just holds on to the outside of the right knee, and we're going to turn the gaze all the way over to the hand and back of us, gazing over the right shoulder to the space in back. See if you can have as little emphasis on the hand that's pressing down into the mat and back of you as you can. And just let this twist come from the strength in the muscles of your back, keeping your back upright. And just breathing here into this twist. Perhaps with each in-breath, there's a sense that the spine is lengthening a bit more. And as you exhale, that you're deepening into your twist. A few more breaths here, deep and full. Really allowing the body to find its fullest expression here in this twist. And then just slowly lifting the arm and back of you and bringing it forward in the same way that you drew it back. And take a moment to lace your hands again in front of the knee that's up, straighten your spine, perhaps close your eyes for a moment. And just getting a sense to the inside of the body, the sensations right now present for you. And we're going to place the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh, as close to the body as you can bring it. And then we're going to bring the left hand just to sort of hold on to the middle of the right shin. We're going to stretch the right arm up, coming into a side stretch from here. So really beginning to arch the body over to the left, but allowing the heart center to stay open here and the spine tall. So it doesn't really matter how much we can arch, but just feel that sensation of the arch and how your upper body is moving into a side stretch. If you want, you can lift your gaze up towards the right hand. But if it's not comfortable, you can just have it straight forward or relax down. Just checking in for a moment what feels right to you. And then imagining that you're breathing up and down the right side of your body here. Enjoying with each in-breath, the lungs opening, the heart lifting, and a sense of deeper relaxation with the exhales. And maybe even closing the eyes again to really get a sense for the stretch from the inside out. A deep opening through the lungs and the heart. One more deep in-breath. And then exhale, release out of the pose, straighten your spine again, and just let your hands rest on your legs for a moment. Again, just allowing the body to absorb the impact of the stretch. Feeling the quality of the breath. And then we'll go back to starting position. So we're going to stretch both legs out. Maybe just shake them out for a moment, along with the feet. And so we'll begin again on the other side with the same sequence. So this time we're going to take a hold of our left foot, the sole of the foot, with our right hand, holding onto the knee with the other hand. And then again, beginning to make big circles all around with the hips, with the leg. Really enjoying this deeper lubrication of the hip joint as you're circling in one direction. And we'll go in the other direction a few more rounds, about the same amount as you did in the other way. One more. And then just let the knee come over to the left for a moment. And then straighten the leg and diagonally out to the right, straightening the knee. And so it's already ready for the foot to be released to the outside of the right foot, right knee rather. We're going to take and place our hands in front of the knee that's up. Take a moment to straighten the spine. Just feel your uprightness for a moment. Enjoy the openness at the heart center. And so from here again, we're going to bring this time the left arm forward. And then very gently begin to rotate your torso over to the left. The gaze follows the hand as it turns and turns and turns. And when you can't turn anymore, you can place the hand right behind your buttocks. And we're really going to turn our head over the left shoulder as well, feeling an uprightness in the spine as you come into the spinal twist. And again, see if you can have little weight on the hand that's pressing down. Just feeling the torso lifting with each inhale. And as you exhale, squeezing the belly button in towards the spine, opening your torso more towards the space in back of you on the left. And just breathing here, enjoying the twist. And with each breath, the body will open a bit more for you, hopefully. Now the emphasis can just be on the breath, nothing else. Just a few more. Last one. And then the back arm lifts again and slowly draw your torso back to face the front along with the arm. Placing the hands in front of the knee again to find that uprightness one more time. And then just like on the other side, we're going to take our left foot and place it right to the inside of your right thigh. We're going to bring our right hand and just hold on to the left shin, sort of in the center of the lower leg, reaching the left arm up high. And then we're going to arch over to the right side from here. Just as much as you can that feels comfortable so that your heart center can still be lifted and your spine stays tall. Maybe lifting the gaze up towards the left hand if that's comfortable. And you can close the eyes from here and just enjoy the side stretch. Deep and full in breaths and complete out breaths. Maybe about 3 more breaths here. And on the next in-breath, just relax out of the pose, face front again, relax your hands. Just noticing again what it feels like on the inside for a moment. The quality of your breath, sensations in the body. And then we're just gonna stretch both legs out to the side from here for a moment. The feet can be flexed. We're just going to let ourselves fold forward. So it's not about how far you can go. The hands will be straight forward on the mat. Let there be a stretch, a bend in the elbows. And just the emphasis here is really on relaxing the head all the way down, bowing into your heart center. You can let the shoulders be rounded. Just enjoying a few breaths. Just one more here. And very slowly let your torso lift back up. We're going to find our way onto our hands and knees from here. We're just setting ourselves up for our table posture to begin with. Our hands can be right under the shoulders, fingers spread really wide, really touching down into your mat in this way. And we're going to start with a cat stretch, but holding in the cat stretch for a few breaths. So just begin to round your spine, draw your belly button in towards the spine, release your head, feel the hips shifting backwards, and then really pressing down into the hands as you release your head all the way down towards the chest. Keep pressing into the hands, stretching out your back. Breathing here into the back body. Just a few more breaths to really get a sense of that stretch. That's normally a flow for us. And then very slowly transition into a cow pose. So the hips will shift forward. The head and chin will lift. The eyes gaze up. The shoulders draw back. And we're just going to hold in our cow pose. You can lift the gaze to get a little stretch through the eye muscles as well if you wish. So the eyes are big and wide. Just breathing here. One more. And then we're just going to come into the more accustomed cat and cow flow for a few rounds, lubricating the whole spine. Feel how the hips are stretching back as you come into your cat stretch and how they move forward as you come into your cow pose. As you come back to table, we're just going to take a moment here to place the hands one hand length forward ahead of us. And then we're just going to come into another flow. So we're going to shift our shoulders, our weight over directly over our hands. So the body leans forward a bit, kind of like a supported plank pose. And then we're going to stretch our body all the way back, coming almost into a child pose, except our buttocks will not come all the way down onto the heels. The head will not come all the way down onto the mat. And on an in-breath, we're going to come right back up into our supported plank pose, shoulders over the hands. And then as you exhale, let yourself fall all the way back again. Inhaling up, shift your weight, your shoulders over the hands, and then exhale, release back down. We're just going to keep going for a few more rounds, coming into your own rhythm with this, making this a meditative flow. If it's comfortable, the eyes can be closed here as well. They don't need to be. It's your choice. And then just bring yourself back up. Let your hands remain where they are. We're going to begin to rotate our whole torso all the way around, leaning forward as you come up, out to the side, and leaning back, maybe even releasing the head as you come down towards the ground. So it's a nice massage for the knees. If you hear them cracking, don't worry, it's probably a good sign. It's a nice little massage for the knees as you rotate all the way around. And a few more times in the other direction. And then as you come back to center, we're going to give ourselves a rest and just release into a child pose for a few rounds of breath. Having the arms straight, so as best as possible, let there not be a bend in the elbows, and you can lower your forehead down into the ground. For a moment, maybe stretch your hands, press your hands forward on the ground so that you can lengthen the spine. And then from here, just relax, maybe even relax the lower arms down into the ground, really enjoying a moment of peace here as you're bowing down into the earth, into your own heart. Sensing the breath up and down the spine as it travels up and down, up and down. Yoga is a beautiful practice to really allow us to connect to the aliveness inside the body when we come into these moments of rest in the yoga pose. Sensing the aliveness of the breath and everything else that you're experiencing in the body. One more breath here. And then slowly let yourself come up. We're making our way all the way up onto our knees. And just take your time to get here. And just take a moment to see this as sort of a half standing mountain pose with the palms facing forward, the shoulders relaxed and back. And just take a moment here to accustom the body in this new posture. Still feeling and connecting with your breath. The spine tall, the heart center lifted, shoulders back and down. And then we're going to bring the hands right into the center of the chest so that the fingertips can touch. On an in-breath, we're going to stretch the arms all the way out to the side, even stretch the palms of the hands to the space and back, feeling as if your shoulder blades are touching together and back. And just hold this posture of heart openness, maybe even lifting the gaze with closed eyes, breathing from the belly all the way up into the chest on your in-breath, and relaxing more deeply into the pose with the out-breaths. Deep heart opener. Just a few more breaths here to really experience the openness through the heart and the arms. And we'll come into a flow with this. So on an in-breath, we're going to bring the arms back forward, backs of the hands to touch in front of us. Release the chin. Inhale, open the arms out to the side again. Lift your gaze. Exhale, round forward a bit, the arms forward, backs of the hands touch. Relax your face and your chin. Inhale, rotate, open out to the sides. Exhale, rounding as you come forward with your arms. Two more, inhaling out to the side. Exhale, come into a slight forward fold in the front of you. Inhaling up and out to the side with the arms, big wings. And then exhaling, release. And just relaxing one more time into your sort of half standing mountain pose with the palms facing forward. And then from here, we're going to make our way all the way up to standing. So take your time to get there. You can stand more sort of towards the back of the mat because we're going to be stepping forward in a moment into a warrior one pose, but just begin in stillness, just having your arms loose by the sides, feeling the body softening again. You're going to bring the palms of the hands together in front of the chest, and then step your right foot straight forward as best as you can. Have your left foot pitted in towards the front. Bend into your right foot, into your right knee as much as you can. And then just send the arms out to the side, kind of like cactus arms at first. If you want to go straight out and straighten the elbows, you can come into a similar pose that we just practiced to get a deeper opening and begin to really shift the right knee forward, the hips forward, the belly forward, and just holding this very opening pose in stillness. Just the breath is moving through here. Gaze can be even slightly lifted. If you want to make it more of a balancing pose, you can even close your eyes. Couple more breaths. And we're going to come into a humble warrior. We're going to place one hand on top of the other, and then place the hand on your right thigh, relaxing your hand, your head all the way down, relaxing the elbows, the shoulders. The left knee is still bent as you're pressing down firmly into your left foot. The right knee, I'm sorry, is still bent as you're pressing firmly into your back foot. And just breathing here. softening the body a little bit more, even in a more challenging posture. Two more breaths here. And then very gently bring your torso back up. Keep the front knee bend as best as you can. And just lift your arms up straight into the sky. The palms are facing forward. Feeling your hips moving forward again towards the knee that's stretched. Just really lifting the arms up high so that the heart center can lift a little bit more. Keeping the shoulders relaxed and just breathing here. Perhaps imagining that you're breathing all the way up to the hands. Gaze can lift. Two more breaths. Exhale, very slowly release the arms down again on the side. And then step your left foot up, walk towards the back of the mat again, and just take a moment here again in your standing mountain pose. Letting the eyes gently close. And just noticing the inside of the body. Any sensations that you might pick up, any tingling, vibrating, pressure, heat. Just noticing what's there. And just infusing it all with your breath. We're going to place the hands together again in front of the heart center. And when you're ready, this time you can step your left foot forward into a wider stance, pivoting the right toes in towards the front knee. Maybe even taking a moment to shift the hips over the front knee and then begin to bend into your left knee. We're going to bring the arms out first into cactus arms out to the side. You can stay here or stretch the arms all the way out to either side so that there's no more bend in the elbow. And begin to shift your hips forward over the front knee that's bent. Lifting the heart center, maybe even lifting the gaze for a balancing pose. Adding a little challenge. Deep breaths here. Let your body be in stillness as best as possible. And then no judgment, just loving attention. If you can't do that, that's fine. Whatever the body needs to do to find its balance here is just perfectly fine. Just breathing through it all. And we're going to come into a humble warrior. So we're going to draw the hands towards one another, place one hand on top of the other, and then place the hand down onto your left thigh. Relax your head all the way down. Keep your front knee bent as best as you can. And just lower the elbows down. Relax the shoulder, relax the head towards the heart. And coming into a humble warrior stretch. Feel the depth of the breath now. Two more. And very slowly begin to lift the torso back up. Keep your front knee bent. We're going to just stretch the arms straight up into the sky, palms face forward. And drawing the Hands more towards the ears, maybe even past the ears, so that the heart center can really lift, shifting the hips forward along with the knee into a deeper stretch, pressing firmly into your back foot for balance, actually both feet firmly grounded on the earth. Deep breaths. Coming into stillness in this more challenging pose as best as you can. Just the breath now moving. On the next exhale, we're going to slowly bring the arms out to the side and down again. Really feeling, tuning into the movement as the arms, as they slowly lower down. We're going to step the back foot up towards the front and just remain here in our mountain pose for a moment. And very slowly relax the arms with the palms facing up in front of the torso. We just, on an in-breath, going to lift them up towards the heart center, all the way up to the head. Exhale, palms face down as you lower them slowly down. Maybe a slight bend into the knees as you do so. Inhale, palms face up, coming through the front torso, all the way up towards the head. And exhale slowly back down. And we're just going to continue this a few more rounds, really getting a feel for the movement, this very gentle movement. See if you can stay connected with it. Last one. And just relax, 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 all the way down. And before we're going to come onto our backs, I thought we could do a little bit of a fun flow. So we're going to draw a figure 8 shape with our arms. So we can begin in one direction from one side to the other, just imagining that you're drawing a figure 8 with your arms. And you can just allow your body to express this in any way that it wants to. It's a lighthearted practice. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's no right way. Just bringing some joyful movement into your body. And then we'll go in the other direction a few more times. Just letting the body unwind in this way. Coming into its own natural flow and expression with this. And then just releasing the practice, shaking out the arms, maybe shaking out the whole body for a moment as you keep your feet grounded. Shaking out the head and the shoulders and the neck, the arms and the hands, maybe a few rounds in front of you. And then back to the side, maybe wiggling the hips to either side a few times, still connecting with that joyful part inside of you, shifting the hips back and forth a few times, even the upper legs, moving forward and back along with the buttocks, shaking out the buttocks and the knees and the lower legs, maybe even the feet as they stay grounded. And we'll just keep going for another 20 seconds or so, just to really relax any last tension from our body. Maybe a sound wants to be released. I think you're all muted, so just go for it. And then let yourself slowly come back into stillness. And just appreciating this movement leading into stillness in yoga. What does that feel like for you? Maybe there's tingling in the fingers, vibrating in the feet. Notice what's here for you right now. And we'll make our way all the way back down onto the earth, lying on our backs. And just take a moment to hug your knees into your chest and just let yourself rock from side to side so that you can support your lower back in a nice massage. Maybe even bringing the knees together, the lower legs, and then drawing circles with your knees in one direction, deepening the massage in the lower back. And a few rounds in the other direction. When we're ready for Shavasana, we want to have enough time for that. So maybe just draw the knees in towards your heart as best as you can, getting a very deep stretch here into the whole back, holding this stretch for a moment. And then just slowly releasing your whole body all the way down, fully supported by the earth. Finding your way into Shavasana and finding a posture that really supports you in this really most important stretch or posture of yoga, the final resting pose. Take a moment to take out any last wiggles from the body, lying in stillness on the earth, fully supported by the ground beneath you. Noticing all the places of connection where the body connects with the earth. Feeling your eyes soft, your arms and legs soft, the buttocks, hips, and feet relaxed. And we're just enjoying this community practice of stillness for a few minutes to allow the whole body to absorb all the benefits of this practice today. as the year is drawing to a close, just take a moment here to reflect on your own goodness, your own kindness, your own helpfulness, your own generosity and compassion. And I know you all well enough to be assured that there have been many of those moments in your life. You might not always recall them, but this is a moment just to sense your own goodness in this world. And then really take that in. Take that into your being. Take that with you as a gift as you move into the new year. And when you feel ready, you can begin to wiggle your hands and feet. Maybe stretching the arms overhead to come into a full body stretch. When you're ready, you can draw your hands, your knees into your hands together, just gently rocking from side to side. Bringing hands together and feet together and rubbing them together, bringing some heat back into the body. And just let yourself come over to one side into a fetal position. Just sensing what you feel like in this moment after the practice. And when you're ready, you can take one hand to support you and lift you back up to a seated posture the way we started in the beginning. And just let your eyes gently stay closed or gaze lowered for a moment or two longer. And just take a moment to appreciate one another. I've lost count how many years you've practiced together, but I know it's been many, many moons. So just take a moment to appreciate one another, to have this group practice. It feels so much more supportive to practice in community than on our own. So just thank you to all of you for being this community for one another. So with a deep bow for your practice, namaste. May you have a safe landing in the new year, and I really look forward to seeing you again some other time next year. Be safe, be well, be happy. Thank you.